I was talking with a friend about anime and the studio MAPPA came up in discussion. Now, when I hear that name, two things come to mind. The first is amazing animation. If you're watching this, then you have an idea of how difficult it is to work on animation. If you don't or need a reminder, an animator needs to draw 24 individual frames for 1 second. As an example, here's a horrible animation I did back in college using 30 frames. As someone who's not an animator by trade, this second of animation took me an entire week to make. I could only imagine how long it would take for me to attempt to replicate something like this. But the professionals are working on full episodes. A single episode of anime is around 23 minutes. Obviously, this is not always the case, but assuming animators use 24 frames per second for the entire episode, that's 33,120 frames that need to be drawn. Throw in scenes like this that are probably using 60 frames per second, then that's more frames to work on. Even without this knowledge, it's safe to say that fans are appreciative of all the hard work that goes into making anime. Surely the animators get some well-deserved rest after working on an episode. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. As many of you already know, the second thing that comes to mind when talking about Studio MAPPA is horrible working conditions. MAPPA is infamously known for forcing their animators to work ungodly hours. Their overtime is so long that they are unable to go home and see their families. If they do get any type of rest, it's most likely at the studio itself. Now granted, I might be over-exaggerating when it comes to the animators not going home. Be that as it may, there's still some truth to the fact that they are working to the bone. The anime community has even poked fun of this notion by making memes. The silver lining to these unreasonable long hours is a bigger paycheck, right? How much you get on a paycheck depends on the job. Some jobs pay their employees by the hour, while others get paid per commission. Animators get paid per animation cut. To reach deadlines, there's probably multiple animators working on an episode at any given time. So even though the workload doesn't solely rest on one person, the amount they are getting paid doesn't match with the hours they are forced to work. With both horrible working conditions and low pay, how can fans help animators? At present, fans can only voice their concerns for MAPPA animators through social media. Even if this were to somehow reach MAPPA's doorstep, I doubt it would change anything. Maybe a protest in front of their headquarters could sway them in treating their workers right. A noble cause, yes, but not exactly doable. For one, you'd have to be able to make the trek to Japan, which not a lot of people can do at a drop of a dime. Secondly, it might look like foreigners are causing trouble. Even if this was a peaceful protest, we'd accomplish just as much as the protesters that threw food at the Mona Lisa. There is the option of boycotting MAPPA's anime, but there's some problems with that. Even if everyone did collectively stop watching any of MAPPA's future animated projects, then all of the hard work of the animators go down the drain. They are forced to work hours on end to finish an episode, only for nobody to watch it. That doesn't exactly sound like we would be supporting the animators. We may not be able to change the working conditions of MAPPA, but we could help animators another way. Fans could donate money to them as a sign of appreciation. I could picture it now. We'd watch anime on our preferred streaming platforms, and there would be an option to donate money to the team that worked on it. The method would be akin to a fan donating to their favorite streamer. This is a good way for fans to help financially support the animators, but it only works if they actually get the money. But what are your thoughts? Knowing how bad things are for MAPPA's animators, is there a viable way for fans to help? As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.